What's more official than getting a check with your company name on it? When you're in the process of building a business, more importantly, building your brand, that's exactly what you want to happen. And that's what we're going to be talking about in today's video. So let's just jump into it. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. And if you're new here, my name is Jonathan Moore. I have a visual media company. I'm a creative entrepreneur, and I like to make videos like these for other creatives out there who are trying to build a business on their terms and get it how they live. So if that sounds like something that you're into, feel free to check out some of the other videos on my channel and even consider subscribing. Also, feel free to let me know what other topics you would like me to cover on this channel going forward. So welcome back to the Branding on a Budget series, where I'm giving you guys tips, tricks, and resources that you can use to build up your personal brand in a cost-effective way. One of the best ways to build up your brand is to have a company name. Now, when it comes to building up your brand with a company name, there is a debate that people feel like you should have an LLC. And here's the thing, you don't need an LLC when you're first getting started. Essentially, whether you're a freelancer, sole proprietor, or you're a single member LLC, the tax advantages are exactly the same. So let's get that out the way right now, that there's no tax advantages having a single member LLC as opposed to being a sole proprietor. The tax advantages come in depending on the election of the way that you choose to be taxed, but that's a different story for a different video. In today's video, I want to concentrate on you creating your company name and making it so that when people actually write a check to you, they're writing a check to your company name and not to just you, John Smith. The easiest way you can achieve this is by creating a DBA, which stands for Doing Business As, or it might be also known as a fictitious trade name. Basically, what a DBA is that it allows you to create a name for your company, so you can have it as, John Smith's photo business, and it allows you to do business as John Smith. So essentially what this allows you to do is when you're invoicing a client and they're writing you a check, they can write a check to your company name as opposed to writing a check to you personally. And let's admit, getting a check in your company name feels really good. Also, when you have a DBA, this allows you to open up a separate business bank account in the name of your company. This is something that you're going to want to do, especially right off of the jump, because you're going to want to keep the funds that you receive from your business or funds that you receive personally. You're going to want to keep those transactions separate. It makes it a lot easier when it comes time for taxes and all of that other jazz that goes along with building your own business. Once again, separate video, separate story. But having this DBA, like I said, allows you to open up a business bank account. And the good thing is that they're cheap and they're simple and they're very easy to attain. Essentially, all you have to do is come up with your business name and then you file that and register with the state. You pay a small fee. Now, I'm out here in New Jersey, so the fee was about 50, 60 bucks, which isn't super expensive. I'm sure it's probably cheaper depending on whatever state that you live in. It's definitely way cheaper than setting up an LLC. Now, once you have your paperwork filed with the state, they're going to give you, your forms and your documents, and then you can take those forms and documents over to the bank, which then you'll be able to open up a business bank account. At this point in time, they'll give you checks and you can start receiving money in your business name. And this is something that I see a lot of freelancers or sole proprietors, I see them skip on this step. And remember, in this process, you're building up your business. And if you're in it for the long haul, you're trying to build up your brand. And nothing is better than having people pay money to the name of your company, because essentially that's what you're working on building up. Now, some more advantages in addition to it being easy to do, it's cheap to file, it's also easy to convert your DBA into an LLC. Now, like I mentioned in the beginning of this video, there's no real tax advantage from a single member LLC and a sole proprietor. Most people feel like they need an LLC because it actually makes them official. But you really don't need an LLC when you're just getting started. All you need is a DBA, because then people can write checks to your company name. Now, the advantage of having an LLC is that it does provide you with liability protection. But if you're a single member LLC, that is kind of nuanced. It's not just point blank like, oh, I have an LLC, and if something were to happen to somebody on set or while I'm out performing a job, then I'm going to have instant liability protection and it's going to protect me personally. That's not really the case. There are procedures and steps that you're going to have to take to make sure that there is no what's called piercing of the corporate veil. Once again, that's a whole separate story for another video. Now, there is going to be a time where you are going to want to create an LLC, and it is going to be in your advantage. Now, that actually comes after you hit a certain income point. Once you're making a certain amount of revenue in your business, it is going to be advantageous for you to convert your DBA over to an LLC. But it's not going to stop there. There's an election process on how you're going to choose to be taxed by the government. This election process is what is actually going to save you on your taxes. So once you hit a certain income point, yes, you are going to want to convert your business from a DBA into an LLC so you can enjoy more tax savings. But when you're just getting started, the whole thing is we're just trying to build up the name right now. So having a DBA, which is easy and cheap to file, is the quickest and fastest way to go. So if you've been in business and you've been working as a freelancer or sole proprietor and you don't have a DBA or a trade name, you should really consider getting one. Like I said, it's super easy, it's super cheap, it's quick to do. And also, more importantly, it allows you to open up a business bank account, which at that point, you can keep all of your funds separate. So hopefully you found this video useful and helpful. And if so, give me a like, drop me a comment. Let me know, are there any other topics you want me to cover on this channel going forward? And if so, I'll be sure to make a video about it. So for all my people out there who are trying to build a life on their terms and get it how they live, this is your man, Jonathan Moore, and I'm signing out. Peace.